Vector v equals negative 5, 6. Vector w equals 4, negative 7. Vector v dot vector w equals negative 5, 6 dot 4, negative 7 equals the product of the x components plus the product of the y components, which is negative 5 times 4 plus 6 times negative 7 equals negative 20 minus 42, which is negative 62. The magnitude of vector v equals the magnitude of negative 5, 6 equals the square root of negative 5 squared plus 6 squared equals the square root of 25 plus 36 equals the square root of 61. The magnitude of vector w equals the magnitude of 4, negative 7 equals the square root of 4 squared plus negative 7 squared equals the square root of 16 plus 49, which is the square root of 65. The angle between the two vectors is theta, which is arc cosine of vector v dot vector w over the magnitude of vector w times the magnitude of vector w equals arc cosine of negative 62 over square root of 61 times square root of 65. Make sure the calculator is in degree mode. Arc cosine negative 62 divided by square root of 61, close the parentheses, divided by square root of 65, close the parentheses for the square root, close the parentheses again for arc cosine, equals. This calculator is in degree mode. 62 plus or minus button divided by 61 square root button divided by 65 square root button equals arc cosine theta is approximately 169.94 degrees. Vector w dot itself equals the magnitude of vector w squared, which is the square of the square root of 65, that's 65. The orthogonal projection of vector v onto vector w equals vector v dot vector w over vector w dot vector w times vector w. That is negative 62 over 65 times 4, negative 7. Using the least common denominator, we have negative 248 over 65, 434 over 65. Vector q equals vector v minus the orthogonal projection of vector v onto vector w equals negative 5, 6 minus negative 248 over 65, 434 over 65. Doing the arithmetic, we have negative 325 plus 248 over 65, 390 minus 434 over 65 equals negative 77 over 65, negative 44 over 65. Vector q dot vector w equals negative 77 over 65, negative 44 over 65 dot 4, negative 7 equals the product of the x components plus the product of the y components. By chance, both denominators are 65. We can combine them together as negative 77 times 4 plus negative 44 times negative 7 over 65, which is 0, showing that vector q and vector w are orthogonal.